This is Mike Trout, and he's been regarded as the best baseball player because of things like this.
And Mike Trout hammers another one!
And this is Shohei Ohtani, who is now regarded as the best player in the world because of things like this.
Oh, and first pitch crushing!
They both play for the Angels, which means the Angels have the two best players in the sport. And in most sports, if you have just two top 10 players, you're considered a perennial contender. But imagine having the two best players in your sport and not even making the playoffs. The Angels have not made the playoffs since Mike Trout's 4th season, and he is now in his 13th season. And little did we know, over in Japan, a star and a player like we've never seen before on a baseball diamond was blossoming. Not just a dominant power hitter, but a very dominant power pitcher. There were a lot of questions about Shohei Ohtani when he decided he wanted to come to the major leagues and come to America. A lot of teams did not think that he could both pitch and hit, and the Angels were the only team that would guarantee him that they would let him try. And well, he ended up in Anaheim and teammates with Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani quickly bursted onto the scene, proving to be that co-star that Mike Trout was missing. And then injuries happened. Shohei did not pitch in the 2019 season due to injury and struggled during this shortened 2020 season. And then 2021 happened. The year of Shohei Ohtani. He hit 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, and had a 3.3 ERA on the mound. And while Trout did have his season cut short due to injury, he was also an all-star. The year of 2021 was also called the year of Shohei because not only would he be in the home run derby, he would also start in the mound for the AL and the MLB All-Star game. And even though both players were all-stars, the Angels would finish 4th in the AL West. 2022, the same thing. Trout and Ohtani are both dominant, make the All-Star game, and the Angels are nowhere near the playoff picture. Now, 2023, with the deadline coming up, Ohtani is doing stuff that we just haven't seen. He's already passed his home run total from last season, and well, the Angels have fallen out of playoff contention with about a week and a half to go till the MLB trade deadline. And we're going to talk about how the Angels have failed, not just two superstars, but two superstar players in their primes that we may never see the likes of. This is Perry Manassian, and he's been the Angels GM since 2020, and these are some of the decisions that he has made. Signing Noah Syndergaard in free agency, and then bringing over Michael Lorenzen, who, while in Cincinnati, was mostly a relief pitcher, wanted it to be a starter, and the Angels gave him that opportunity. In the same offseason that the Angels signed Noah Syndergaard, he was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies for Mickey Moniak, who has been a good player for them. The problem with the Angels is not their offense, it's their pitching. And the biggest blow to them was missing out on Garrett Cole, who chose to play for his childhood team, the New York Yankees, and the Angels pivoted and signed Anthony Rendon. The Angels gave Rendon a $245 million contract, and it's just been largely disappointing. It's just been injury after injury, and even when he has played, it's really not been that productive besides the COVID-shortened 2020 season. And pitching has been such a disappointment for the Los Angeles Angels that during the 2020 MLB draft, they selected 20 pitchers in the 20 rounds that the MLB draft is. Patrick Sandoval, who is supposed to be one of the young, bright arms for the Angels, has just been very up and down throughout his MLB career so far. Still, while only 26 years old, there is time for him to become that ace that they hope that he can become. And baseball, unlike other team sports, is the ultimate team sport. No matter how good you are, your other teammates have to pick you up. While yes, a team sport, baseball is very one-on-one in terms of the pitcher to the batter. No matter how good Shohei and Mike Trout have been, they just can't overcome the pitching and the incompetence that the Angels have been. No pitcher has wanted to sign there. No pitcher has really performed well in the Ohtani Trout era, which explains why the Angels have not been to the postseason in over 10 years. And it sucks for baseball fans. I can only imagine being an Angels fan. But for baseball fans, it sucks because the two best players don't get to play on the highest stage and the stage where most people are watching. The MLB has even changed rules to try to help the Angels get into the postseason by expanding the playoffs during the last CBA negotiations and adding a third wild card team, and the Angels still cannot take advantage of that. We may never see two players like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani on the same team again, And the Angels have not been able to take advantage of that because of the pitching and just surrounding other complementary players around Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. The Angels have a dark cloud facing them in the Ohtani sweepstakes. His contract is up at the end of the year, and they have a decision to make if they want to trade him or keep him and lose him for nothing. And I understand both sides, as what people don't realize is that Ohtani is not just a baseball player. He is an icon, known, and the Japanese sponsorships that the Angels have because of Ohtani does not hurt them either. But a deal for Ohtani could set up this next wave and set up the Angels great for the future and hopefully be able to get it right for Mike Trout and get him back into the postseason. And the Ohtani trade talks are difficult because on one hand, while the prospect haul that you could get for him could set you up for great future success, Ohtani has people from a whole country that want to watch him. You have media members that cover your team from that country. And he just brings in a whole set of new eyeballs on your team and your organization just by having him on your roster. So the Angels have a choice to make. Do they trade him and get that prospect haul back? Or do they hold on to him, hope to make a late push going into this late of the season that can convince him we're on the right trajectory and he re-signs with you? I did not want to be the person that would have to make that decision. I think the best case scenario for the Angels is they are able to either sign or trade for a starting pitcher in the offseason that will change the trajectory of this team, and Ohtani sees that and eventually re-signs with them. And Ohtani wasn't a draft pick. He was signed internationally, which means he's already went through the recruiting, so he knows and has an idea of what teams have to offer. And while, yes, it's different because he has proven it on the biggest stage, in the biggest baseball league in the world, that he can both pitch and hit dominantly, Ohtani is going to break the record for an American League contract, as he should. And will that be with the Angels, or that will be with the heavily rumored Dodgers? If you're the Angels, you have to convince Ohtani that you can get the pitching and you can get it quick to help him and Mike Trout compete for world championships. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, do you think Ohtani gets traded at the deadline, and do you think he's on the Angels next season?